Hi everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. I just got a delivery from Imperfect Foods and it is 2 boxes, as you can see. It's a day late and it's been super hot outside, so I'm a little nervous about how everything is inside the boxes. Let's get the boxes open and find out what's inside. So, I picked up some Angelic Bakery hamburger buns. Now these are not gluten-free and they're not organic, but they are sprouted, and sprouted grains are super good for you. It actually helps me to eat sprouted bread because I don't get the same kind of upset that I might get if it had gluten in it. Although organic breads, I don't really have a problem with. It's conventional, like, you know, the ones that you'll find in the grocery store. Those are the ones that cause me a lot of distress. I have had good luck with these, and we were out of hamburger buns, so I picked them up from Imperfect. Now, in the past, I have ordered directly from Angelic Bakery. And by the way, if you've ever seen that dining room table in the background and thought, how do they eat dinner there? Well, we don't. That is my desk. We live in a small apartment. That's my desk. So that's the computer. And that's where I edit these videos and do all the YouTube stuff. So if you ever wondered, how do we eat in this house? We actually eat at our coffee table, which is a lift up coffee table. I know it's not ideal, but you know, you make do. In the past, I have purchased these buns and other breads direct from Angelic Baking Company, but I don't have a lot of room in my freezer because we have a lot of meat and a lot of fish in there. So I saw that Imperfect had them and I figured it was a good idea to pick them up from them. And it actually smells fresh. I don't know what the expiration date is on this, or Best By date. When you get it from Angelic, they tell you that. That's a drawback from getting from Imperfect Foods, is they're not big on telling you what the expiration dates are. So we have some romaine, and this actually looks like it's not in bad shape considering it's super warm outside and it's been sitting in a truck for 2 days. The outside leaves are a little wilted, but the rest of it looks fine. That's good. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to tell you. This is not sponsored by Imperfect Foods. If you are interested in trying Imperfect Foods, there's a link in the description down below where you can save off your first order. Now that does help me out because I get a credit on my next order, and I really appreciate it. If you watch my video and you decide to try Imperfect because of what you saw here, use that link in the description because it really helps me out. Ooh. It's a mini seedless watermelon. And Colin has been diagnosed with high cholesterol. If any of you have ever met Colin, you know he's super skinny, 6 feet tall. He actually weighs less than me, and I'm 5'4". So it was kind of surprising, and it seems like it's a genetic thing. But the other day I asked him what he ate for lunch because I wasn't home all day. And he said, I ate blueberries and watermelon because I had cut up watermelon and stuck it in the freezer. That's all he ate all day. I told him he could have made something else, but I figured I should replenish the watermelon that was in the freezer. Some green beans. These are the C&B Farms green beans, but they do not look anywhere near as good as when we get them from C&B Farms. And there is no expiration date on them. And C&B Farms is one of the farms that founded Worthy Flavors, which is another produce company we've used, but we haven't had such great luck with them the last couple times. And we haven't gotten these from them the last couple times either. So I'm actually surprised that we're getting them from Imperfect. And then we have another romaine. Whoa, these leaves are a little floppy. The other one's in better shape than this one. Like this outer leaf, ugh, not so great. I mean, the inside is okay. At the end, I'll show you my receipt and we'll go over it together so you can find out what this costs and if you think it's a good deal. Now we've got some flat leaf parsley. At least yes, it's not cilantro. It's flat leaf parsley. And that's super hard to get. I know Misfits, not every time, but a lot of times when I order flat leaf, I get curly leaf. I'm very thankful that Imperfect gave me the right kind of parsley this time because I love my flat leaf parsley. And then we've got some peppers, and some of these don't look so good. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh yeah, there's one in here that's just completely, can you see that down here? Yeah, and there's a little moldy ones in the back. I don't know, can you see that? Ooh. It has a pungent flavor. I'm gonna have to open that up and see if there's anything in there we can save. And it was kind of pricey if I remember correctly, but again, stay until the end and we'll go over that receipt and then you can tell me what you think. We've got some celery, and this kind of looks like celery that was sitting on a truck for 2 days. Some tomatoes. These actually seem okay. This one does not. This one is got some mold on it and it's a little oozy. I'll be sure to let them know. And then I got some nectarines. Got a bunch of nectarines. And guys, no ice pack in here at all. Nothing. No ice pack. 16 nectarines. I'm actually super surprised that this has been on a truck for 2 days and there's no ice pack in here. And considering that, it's not in terrible shape. But shouldn't they have put an ice pack in there with the heat? You would think. But at least it's not like Misfits where you have that ice pack thrown on top of everything. And there's no insulation in those boxes really, so it's not going to do much. And it actually says right on here, I'm taking the labels off so that you can't see my interest. So we got some pizza crusts, and we got these before, and I think I've mentioned it before. I used to use the Angelic Baking Company pizza crusts, but we got these one time before and we liked them. So they had them and I ordered them again. And there's no expiration date on this. So weird. This is Essential Baking Company, non-GMO, artisan thin crust. And the ingredients are organic unbleached wheat flour, water, organic extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and yeast. And I got some naan bread. Again, does this have, why don't they ever put expiration dates on anything? This is not organic, but I love naan bread when I make falafels. And this is wheat flour, water, sugar. It's not the greatest, but added sugar for one serving is 2 grams. So that's not terrible. Canola oil, which is not expelled or pressed. So not great. Wheat gluten, sea salt, cultured wheat, baking soda, yeast, organic enzymes. Guys, this is not the greatest and it's not something you should eat every day, but on occasion, you can have something like this. Remember the 80-20 or the 90-10 rule? It is non-GMO, so that's good because we don't want to be eating GMO wheat. We got CC, some of these shameless cat treats, and I got these before from Thrive Market, and I was super surprised to see that Imperfect had them too. And I think, and we'll look at the receipt, but I think they were cheaper. Here's something ironic. The cat treats have an expiration date. Can you see that? CC's treats have an expiration date. Now, Ashlyn and Brexy don't like these, but CC likes them. I was super surprised to see that Imperfect had these because I bought these from Thrive Market before. And CC loves them. Here she is. She's like, where are my treats, Mama? Where are my treats? And then we've got some hot dog buns. Again, this does not have any expiration or best by date. And this is the Angelic Baking Company. This is non-GMO verified. It's whole grains, which is good for Colin's cholesterol. Now that we know he has a cholesterol problem. Now he's eating all kinds of things he didn't used to eat. Like when I make fish, he's like, yay, we're having fish for dinner. It used to be, oh, we're having fish for dinner. Leave me a comment down below if you had that issue at home. And then I got Imperfect sprouted whole grain bread because Colin was also complaining that we didn't have any bread for him to make a sandwich. Now we have bread for him to make a sandwich. And this is non-GMO. Ooh, it's slashed open. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the ingredients, but it's slashed open. This is sprouted whole grains, which is wheat berries, quinoa, oat groats, barley, rye, water, wheat gluten, whole wheat flour, agave syrup. Not incredibly great. Not the worst either. Oat fiber. This has 2 grams of added sugars per slice. That's not terrible, aside from it being slashed open in the bottom. So we won't eat that bottom piece. I mean, he never eats that anyway. But at least he has bread, so he won't complain that he doesn't have bread. I got for me some dark chocolate covered cherries. The dark chocolate has cane sugar and cocoa mass, so that's not great. Processed with alkali, cocoa butter, butter oil, safflower, lectin, and vanilla. And there are 13 added sugars per portion. There's about 8 servings in here. Again, not the greatest, but as an occasional treat, it's okay. Just make it occasional. Don't do it often. Seasoning for all the things. We'll have to look at that receipt because I don't think I ordered this. This is salt, garlic, onion, brown mustard, black pepper, carrots, red bell pepper, orange peel, parsley, rosemary, chili pepper, basil, marjoram, oregano, thyme, and safflower oil. I don't remember. Did I order that? It's actually sounds very similar to this no salt organic seasoning from Costco because it's got the orange. This has orange in it. And then we've got not quite tricolor quinoa, and I didn't really need this. I couldn't pass up an opportunity to get some quinoa for the messy pantry. This I know I ordered, Italian seasoning. This is basil, rosemary, marjoram, thyme, sage, and oregano. Again, it's not organic, but I did need some Italian seasoning. This, I think, is an accident. We'll have to look at that receipt. Some sugar snap peas, and this is product of Mexico. And I should note that this is, at least the produce, is all organic. You do have to specify that when you're ordering because this isn't a surprise box like Misfits used to be and like Worthy Flavors is. You actually have to select what you're ordering. You can filter it out so that you only view organic stuff. Some organic baby arugula, and this has an expiration date of June 17th. Today is June 10th, so that's pretty good. And then we've got the cold stuff. I got some of this wild brine sauerkraut, and this is green organic kraut probiotic. It is cold. This Mylar thing does have an ice pack, although it's completely defrosted. It's just soup. But this stuff is great. I learned about this from Bobby Parrish at Flav City. If you've ever watched Bobby, he has this always in his fridge. And I saw that Imperfect had it, so I figured I'll find out what this is all about. I think Costco carries this too. And then I got some Organic Valley baby Swiss cheese. This is made from milk from pasture-raised cows, which doesn't really mean anything. It's not grass-fed cows. By the way, here's an interesting fact, along with Colin's cholesterol issue. He tried to drink my almond milk, and he said, oh, I hate that stuff. It tastes like sand. And I'm like, yeah, it does. He's like, well, why do you drink it then? I'm like, because it's good for you. He's like, well, I don't want to drink that anymore. I told him when he went to the store, because he goes to BJ's and Costco, and that's where we get things like milk. I said, look for grass-fed milk at BJ's. And he kept telling me they didn't have it. I'm not sure he looked for it before. This time he came back with it, and he doesn't seem to think it's any different than regular milk. So hopefully that'll help with the cholesterol. And then we have some Tillamook pepper jack. Now this is, again, not grass-fed, but it is good to have this in the house for when we want pepper jack cheese. This expires in September, so that's a pretty long expiration date. And this, when does this expire? August 20th. So this is a pretty long expiration date too. And some buttermilk blue cheese, and this looks a little melted. Blue cheese crumbles. This expires October. This is Roth. Again, not grass-fed. Blue cheese, enzymes, contains milk, keep refrigerated. And then I've got some of the baked marinated tofu. And this is great because sometimes I could be at one rank in the morning, drive to the other rink, have to get red on the ice, and the only time I have to eat is actually when I'm driving. So often I'll cut up some tofu and I'll put it in a plastic container. I'll eat that. And you know what I did the other day, because I didn't have any tofu? I sliced an apple, a Granny Smith apple, and I put in a tablespoon of almond butter from BJ's with some cinnamon, and I ate that as I was driving. It was delicious. I can't remember the last time I did that, but I should do it more often because that was so good, and it kept me from being hungry. Some carrot chips, and I figured this was good so I don't have to cut up carrots all the time. These are, oh, they're organic. Yay! The last thing in here is some goat cheese. And I like to put goat cheese on my baked potato. Do you do that? Leave me a comment down below. I like it better than sour cream. I love goat cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what this all looks like. So the organic celery was $2.99. I think that was high, especially considering the condition the celery is in. The lettuce was $5. The romaine lettuce was $5, and I think that was high considering the condition this is in. The nectarines were $9, and I think we got 16 nectarines. I feel like that's a good price. The watermelon, this organic watermelon, was $4.99. The tomatoes were $2.99, and one of them is completely just yucked. Two of them are okay. The parsley was $1.75. I feel like that is pricey. This is pretty pricey. The organic green beans were $2.99. This was $2.99. This was like $3, and they're not in the greatest condition. The snap peas were $3.99. Goodness, this is expensive. This was $3.99, $4. The tofu, that was $3.99. I feel like that's okay. The pepper jack cheese was $3.99. I feel like that's okay. The blue cheese was $2.99, but I feel like that's not in the best shape. The Swiss cheese was $5.99 for this Swiss cheese, like for 6 ounces. That's high. And you know, it's not like I didn't know what this stuff cost when I ordered it. It's just different when you see it. The goat cheese was $2.49. That's a great price. The chocolate covered cherries were $4.99. I feel like that's normal. The quinoa, remember how I said it was like an incredible deal? This was $2.89 for a pound of quinoa. That's really good. The seasoning, I did get the Italian one. I did get the other one too. Wow, I didn't realize I ordered that. These were each $1.99. The hamburger buns were $2.99. I feel like that's a little cheaper than if I had ordered it directly from Angelic. The hot dog buns were $3.29. Again, that's a little cheaper, but not much. The bread was $4.49. That's fair. The pizza crust was $3.99. The non-bread was $2.99. These cat treats were $3.49 each. The arugula is $3.99. That's a little bit higher than what it would cost from Misfits. The sweet peppers were $4.75, and these are like not in good shape at all. That's disappointing. The kraut was $5.99. So my total was $107.19. The delivery charge was $7.99, and I had $40 in credits. So my total was a little over $75. So guys, Imperfect, and this isn't the first time I've experienced this, tends to be more expensive than Misfits, which is why I just don't get it as often. There is a better variety of pantry stuff like the breads from Imperfect, and really that's why I do it every so often. But leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this. And let me know what your experience is with Imperfect foods too. Have you ordered from them? What was it like? If you haven't ordered from them yet but want to give them a try, there's a link in the description down below where you can save off your first order. So be sure if you're going to order from them, use that link. And if you like this video, please give it a like and share it with someone else and on your social media too. And remember, I post at least 3 videos a week, and at least one of them is an unboxing. So if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss one. This is Amy. Thank you for watching. I will see you real soon. Bye.